Democrats have always been the party of slavery. They've always really enjoyed their slavery. They like their slaves. But they don't want to look bad on paper, so they have to call it something else. And they have to, this time, they don't want to outright just force people to be slaves. They want to trick people into being slaves. And that's what illegal immigrants are for.
Guess what? You're gonna have to do your own dishes, or clean your own house, or mow your own lawn, and oh, that wonderful produce, the organic produce you get for your brunches? All gone.
Oh no, the humanity! Whatever will I do? If we deport all the illegals, we won't have slave labor anymore.
Yeah, you're gonna actually have to do some work around your house.
Oh God, no! Work?
Oy, the message isn't quite hitting like you think it's hitting. Well, guys, the Trump administration is finally following through on its illegal immigration policy, and the left is very upset. They are rioting, protesting, taking to the streets.
And like, I'm not against or for it. You know, I'm just reacting to what's happening. And so far, the right is mostly correct. And the left is just absolutely crashing out and lying and pretending that they know what they're talking about. We've got to defend the families. They're breaking up families. Well, they should have been smarter about it. They shouldn't have been illegal. They shouldn't have come here illegally. I don't know what else to tell you. Like, if I see illegal immigrants, I'm probably not going to tell the government about it. But I'm not going to house them. I'm not going to go to the business that has a bunch of illegal immigrants working there. No shot. Definitely not going to the areas that are riddled with undocumented people committing crimes in like the inner cities. I just don't go to cities at all. Like, you know, this is kind of a problem that's just for the cities, not really for places where I live.
Now we must ask ourselves the question, is he only getting rid of those who are mowing our lawns, doing our dishes, and picking our produce? I think not. So let's talk about it.
Yeah, you better. Yeah, you better.
Guys, before we get into today's video, please like and subscribe. Now, of course, a lot has been going on in this country with the LA riots and protests, the No Kings protests that are happening all across the country and really all over the world. Now, a video in particular.
I've seen so many like man on the street interviews, them just going around asking random people questions about what they're protesting. Nobody knows what the fuck they're talking about. Half of them are lying, the other half are just dumb, and they're just like, well, I don't know. I was just bored. I'm having fun out here. People, it's a gathering.
Has sparked my interest. It's gone massively viral. It's a woman in LA who is slamming ICE and the Trump administration for their immigration policy and the following through on that immigration policy, which is really starting off with deporting illegal immigrants who are criminals in this country and then moving forward from there. Now, her major claim here is that you're getting rid of the people who are doing your dishes and, you know, cleaning up your houses and mowing your lawns. Let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
I do all of those things myself. I don't have an illegal immigrant that I can just have do those things for myself. Is she doing that? It is a she, isn't it? You know, I'm not even sure anymore.
So I'm in my beautiful city, LA, and I have friends texting me like all morning. My gardener didn't show up. My housekeeper didn't show up. Oh, my farmer's market was closed. Everyone's scared.
Well, there's probably a reason, because they're all criminals, and they're searching for the criminals. So of course they're scared. They're running. They're hiding, because they don't want to go home.
Well, this is not going to just happen in LA. And you 1%ers that only voted for Trump because of money?
1%ers? What are you talking about, 1%ers? You mean 50%? Because half the country voted for this dude? Or what was it, 59%? Something like that. I don't know. I don't know the numbers. I know it was enough to get Trump voted in as the president.
Guess what? You're going to have to do your own dishes, or clean your own house, or mow your own lawn.
I'm pretty sure that they don't really care, and people who have the money to pay people to do those things for them, they don't care. They'll just pay a little bit more for an American. Or they'll just outright break the law and not care about it and just, harbor an illegal immigrant as a housekeeper, which is like straight up just an in-house slave. Like, get fucking real, man. That's what it is.
And oh, that wonderful produce, the organic produce you get for your brunches, all gone. Yeah, you're going to actually have to do some work around your house. These people are important.
Remember when it was offensive to say that this is what Mexicans do? Like, this is what Mexicans are? Remember when these same people were freaking out when we were making jokes that Mexicans were cleaning our toilets and gardeners and things like that? And now they're just straight up owning it. They're like, it's like all the stereotypes they've decided are real. And they're going to double down and be like, yes, they're real. And you can't make fun of it. And I'm going to be very angry about it. Black people can't swim, so we shouldn't make them swim. We should have accommodations for black people who can't swim. Like, that's the same kind of logic.
Okay. Thank you so much for that take. These people are important because they do dishes and mow lawns and they clean up around your house. Now, there's a lot of more complexity to this that we're going to get into. But at baseline, does it not remind you of this exact Kelly Osbourne clip?
If you kick every Latino out of this country, then who is going to be cleaning your toilet, Donald Trump?
Yeah, she got canceled for saying that. Exactly what I was talking about. She got canceled for saying that because they were taking it as she was saying that illegal immigrants, that's all they do. Like, get fucking real. Like, you can't have it both ways. But they try. They really do.
Oh, that's no.
In the sense that, you know what I mean? Like, when I'm saying
There's
that
more jobs to be.
in LA, they always...
But
they don't...
Latinos are not only the
No,
only people
I didn't mean it
doing
like that. Come on. No, I would never mean it like that.
No, I mean in the sense that...
Yeah, and now they're just outright saying it. They agree with Kelly Osbourne. So what happened? Why'd they cancel her? They'll eat their own. You step out of line an inch from the narrative, even if you're right. Even if they decide later that you are correct, does not matter. They'll just breeze over it like, well, that wasn't the sentiment at the time. Things change. Oh, that was a long time ago.
This is what you sound like. This is how the fuck you sound when you're talking about these issues. Now I can understand it. There is a significant portion of these jobs that are taken up by illegal immigrants and illegal alien workers.
Yeah, how about you just hire regular Americans? Because they need some fucking jobs. Oh, because you don't want to pay people more. You'd rather pay slave wages. All right, I gotcha.
So it makes sense that this point is being made, but I just have to let everybody know how they sound when they're making this point and saying, you know what, these people are very important. My gardener didn't show up this morning, or I had a very tough time because the farmer's market was closed this weekend. You sound a little bit less progressive than you think you do. And just a little side fact, because she mentioned those 1%ers who are voting for Trump because of their money, Kamala Harris actually led with those making $200,000 or more here.
She seems like the type of person that back in the day, during the slave times, she would be like, no, slaves are good people. They do our dishes and mow our lawns. We need them. We need the slaves. If we freed them, they would just go be poor. They would just be really poor and sad. So they have to work for us. You know what I'm saying? It's fucking insane. It's fucking ridiculous.
In the United States in her election, while Trump led with American citizens who are making $100,000 or less. So where did the 1%ers go? Now, we also have to clear up this idea, this sort of, I don't know, shall we call it a utopian view that the only people who ever enter this country illegally are those who are just purely looking for opportunity and they got it like sort of down and out in their country and they're coming here to do the jobs that Americans don't want to do. They're coming to be the cleaning ladies and to mow the lawn.
No, they're doing the jobs that Americans don't want to do for the price. Pretty much anybody will do any job if you pay them enough. The problem is they're not paying enough. They're not willing to pay enough for these jobs. So they go and hire illegal immigrants who will take a pay cut.
And to clean the house, you know, this, that, and the third that everybody's constantly talking about when they speak about illegal immigration. Let's clear something up, because as an LA resident who is experiencing these protests and riots and hearing it from everybody just exactly how this is going down in our city, who has friends that are out of work because their businesses are boarded up, who's hearing from business owners who've had their places looted by people who are apparently doing so in the name of effing ICE and trying to stick it to this administration. We have a lot going on here that I feel like is totally misconstrued. Now, I'm going to take you to the page on X of Homeland Security, and we're going to read what they've posted on X about a lot of the work they're doing here in LA when it comes to deportation of illegal aliens. Now, Homeland Security writes, to the LA rioters, you will not stop us or slow us down. So there you go. The protesting and rioting is really making its mark and making a difference. ICE will continue to enforce the law and arrest criminal illegal aliens. Now, criminal is a pretty important word there. They say below is a list of some of the violent criminal aliens arrested in ICE's Los Angeles operation on June 9th and 10th. We go and read here, a 53-year-old illegal alien from Cambodia. And this guy's crime history involves conviction for transport of a...
No, that's just a Maryland man. I see a Maryland man, just a family man, just trying to work, trying to get by. That's all he is.
Controlled substance, possession of a controlled substance, and lewd action with a child, and battery.
I see nothing wrong. Lewd action with a child. He was just punishing his child. Or whoever's child. It was just a random child. What did the child say? What was the child wearing? I don't know.
Next one, a 66-year-old illegal alien from Laos who was convicted of lewd and lascivious acts with a child under 14. Next, an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested by ICE in Los Angeles.
All I see is Maryland men, just family men.
And convicted of
no problems.
drug trafficking.
No problems here.
Another one here, an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested by ICE in Los Angeles for criminal convictions of manufacturing amphetamine.
Los Angeles? You mean Maryland? All I see is a Maryland man.
He also has previous arrests for document fraud and possession of a weapon. Let's read one more. An arrest by ICE in Los Angeles of an illegal alien from Mexico who was arrested for human smuggling and money laundering.
Maryland man?
So I have a feeling these guys are not the ones who are doing your dishes, mowing your lawn, or picking the organic fruit that you buy from the farmer's market on Sunday when you go to what, I don't know, Melrose Trading Post or something like that.
Unless they are. Unless it is. How insane would that be? You don't know. They're undocumented. You don't know what they were like, what their life is like.
I don't know what you guys are up to, but this sort of utopian view that everybody is here with 5 pesos in their pocket and a dream is just not correct. And while I can have an amount of sympathy, empathy for somebody who wants to make it to this country in order to exercise the opportunities that are awarded here to those who live here, we have a legal process for doing that. Now, you can argue that our legal process should be expanded and that we should allow for more immigration into this country through a legal means. But when people are entering this country illegally and starting their relationship with this country on a criminal basis, what more do you expect than for ICE and our government to enforce our immigration policy? That's what you should ask of your government as a U.S. citizen.
True. So true. Man, I love Amala Ekpunobi. She just... Pretty much, I agree with her on almost everything.
Now, even the New York Post acknowledges here, migrants busted in LA include convicted sex abusers, drug dealers, and gang members.
Oh, they're just trying to get by. Maryland men. Maryland.
Okay, so are these not individuals that we collectively want off of our streets?
No, well, actually, Democrats don't want them off the streets because they keep people scared and they keep right-wing people out of the cities so they can keep control in the cities, which gives them more seats overall in Congress for the state. They love it. They absolutely love it. And the more and more that this stuff can happen, the deeper blue these cities get, the more control they can have. And if it spreads to other cities, even better. That means that people can't get away from it. And it's like a virus.
And if they have entered our country on an illegal basis, maybe we want them out of the country as well. I hate to consistently bring up this case, but it is a case that shook the United States to its core. It's the case of Laken Riley, a girl who was murdered by an illegal alien who put her through an over 17-minute battle for her life and sexually assaulted her. Now, of course, Laken Riley ended up dead. Her life was taken by an illegal alien, and an illegal alien that had quite the rap sheet and quite the criminal convictions. So, do we not want these individuals taken care of and taken out of our country? Yes or no? And if we can acknowledge that ICE and our immigration system as it stands today is working on that very basis, shouldn't we be cheering them on instead of taking to the streets, protesting, rioting with stupid, ridiculous signs that sort of prove that we should not be taken seriously?
Well, these people are zombies. They are zombies that are captured by the system. And they're stupid. They believe everything that they hear. And they only hear all of the bad things. And they never hear whenever there's a correction, whenever they say wrong things or get something wrong. They move on, and whatever they've heard is what they have in their head forever. Even if they hear somebody say that Trump didn't say that neo-Nazis are fine people, they will be like, okay, well, he didn't say that. And then they'll forget about it, and they'll keep repeating that Trump said that neo-Nazis are fine people. It doesn't matter. They're all fucking insane retards.
Is that maybe what should be happening? I don't know. But we seem to have this view that every single immigrant that is deported by ICE.
It's like almost as if good and evil are splitting apart, and it's getting easier and easier to tell who is who.
It's just this law-abiding individual who's coming into America to do no harm, to just do more for American citizens. In fact, we are so often duped by this idea that people on the internet have been getting tricked by a fake audio. It's not necessarily a fake audio. It's an audio from a movie of a young girl crying about her mother being taken away by ICE. Now you're going to see a long list of people hopping on TikTok and crying to this audio because they cannot believe that ICE is separating a mother from her child. Now, again, we know where the audio is from now. I've spoiled it for you, but let's see this video.
It was brought to my attention that the sound of the little girl crying because her mother's getting deported is not even real. It's from a movie. Oh my gosh, bro, y'all sound so dumb. Let me show you something. Liberal tears. Just wait for it, just wait for it.
Dude, these weird leftist freaks constantly getting videos of themselves crying like anybody wants to see that, except for the other insane leftists who are always crying. I don't get it. I really don't.
I'm sorry, I shouldn't be laughing.
You said
This is where it came from. Like, you guys just look stupid. Like, you look so stupid. Please. I can't with you anymore. I can't. Keep crying about it, I guess. Keep tagging me in y'all's videos. I don't care. Keep crying about it.
And the interesting thing is, as people are sharing these audios, I get why you may have.
Dude, it is getting more and more obvious how insanely stupid people can be. And I think it's only going to get worse. I think people are getting dumber and dumber and dumber and getting further and further away from reality and truth. But at the same time, there are going to be more and more people implanting themselves in reality, planting their feet onto the ground, touching grass, and following truth.
Have a visceral reaction to this. I get why this would make you emotional. It is an emotional story, but you have to think logically about the impact that this not only has on your country, but the West at large. Mass immigration is going to be the downfall of the West. And if we do not enforce our immigration policy, we do not have an immigration policy. If we do not create an actual border and enforce that people stay on the other end of the border, we do not have a border. And if we do not figure this out and figure it out quickly, we're soon going to understand why these things were so important in the first place.
Well, I think actually that we don't have a country now. I think that it's just an area that is owned by a bunch of different entities, foreign companies mostly. It's like 50% foreign companies, 50% domestic companies, and like these weird businesses that operate everything, that own each other, and they're all owned by the same companies who are owned by the same companies, and they're all owned by the same, like, 5 companies who invest in everything. They own a share in everything. Like, these 5 companies, there's more of them too, it's not just 5. They all own like 6% of every company. It's insane. And they all have similar or the same agendas. If you want my opinion, I think they're operated by Satan.
And we're going to understand that in the hardest way possible, because we're going to feel it in the worst way possible. So I don't understand what it's going to take to make people wake up to this.
Nothing. It's only going to get worse. I'm telling you. And I'm kind of here for it, because everything's crashing all around me. But I don't think it's ever going to come to my doorstep. If it does, then oh well. Things will be what they'll be. If I die, I die.
But maybe it's going to be how different our country feels as we continue to enforce these policies and these laws. We all deserve to be safe in our country as citizens. We all deserve to have an actual immigration policy that is enforced like virtually every other country outside of the United States. And if you don't understand that, I don't know what to tell you. And as somebody who's living in LA and seeing what's happening in the wake of these protests, it's absolutely ridiculous. You have downtown where businesses are boarded up and completely closed, which means this: you are keeping hardworking Americans out of their jobs.
That means that you don't actually have a city. You are being held in like one of the final stages of Attack on Titan, inside the walls. You are in the deepest part of the walls where everyone's crashing out. Nobody trusts anybody. Everything's falling apart. The government is corrupt. There are good people in the government, but most of it's corrupt. There are good people outside, but most of the people are corrupt or stupid. They're following the wrong people. Some people are following the right people, but doing the wrong thing. It's all a mess.
They're being told not to come to work. So they don't get to work now because you've decided that illegal aliens should be able to enter this country at whatever time that they see fit. And when they're here, they should stay. So we not only harm the lives of Americans with this willy-nilly allowance of illegal immigration, but now because of your choice to protest and riot and make these stupid signs and, get on a police car and jump on it or set it on fire, you're holding hardworking Americans out of their jobs. Make it make sense, please, guys.
Well, they can't make sense because they're insane morons. They're retarded. They can't help it. And there's just going to be more and more retards coming out the woodworks. And more retards are going to be born. Well, not really. I mean, it's on the decline. Like, the percentage over time is going to be lower. But I think there are going to be bigger retards being born. It's like the amount of retard there is in the world is being concentrated. And the less people there are, the more retarded people we're going to get.
Now, we're going to be doing way more commentary on this because it's a much larger issue. We're going to cover the No Kings protest and all this other stuff that people are doing, because the willingness for people to just go out in the streets and cosplay oppression at any time in this country is just at levels the likes of which we've never seen before. But I just got to say, if you think the deportation of illegal immigrants in the United States is simply taking people who, do dishes or mow lawns or clean houses out of this country, you are sorely mistaken. Now, should we have a conversation about the type of immigrants we want to allow into the United States and bringing more hardworking people who are seeking opportunity into this country? Absolutely. But should we also have a conversation about the complete lack of enforcement of immigration policy and law in this country? Yeah. We should. And with that, those are my thoughts on this, okay?
All these faces that she's making where she's just like, I'm dumbfounded. Like, I feel you. I feel you so much. Like, I have no idea what to think about any of this. Everybody's absolutely insane. And us sitting behind the cameras, just like reacting to everything, watching everything go down. It's just like, what the hell, man? What is everybody crashing out for? Why? These people, do they not see how stupid they are? No, they don't. And how is that possible? It really makes you think, is there really a good and evil force out there that controls everything? And I think so. I think good and evil are splitting apart. They're getting further and further away from each other. It's easier to see what's good, easier to see what's evil. And I'm kind of here for it. I love that it's easier and easier to tell when people are fucking evil. Because they make it plain as day.